9:46.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
The voice of the creative economy.
With Vincent Heeringa.
Joining us from the capital city today. G'day there, Vincent.
Good morning, Wammo. Beautiful day in the capital.
Yes, well, as it should be. Today, a couple of topics, a couple of inspirational local successes.
New Zealanders have always been good at design, and it's no surprise that in our interconnected, interweb world, there's quite a few designers that are doing a fantastic job online. So I thought perhaps I might point people to a couple of examples, because you can buy their products here too. Do you know about Glennz teas? Have you heard of such things? You probably know someone that's wearing one.
Yeah, I think so. And I've heard about it for a few years now. I haven't purchased a T-shirt myself. But I was looking, I think, at Threadless one day, and then somehow I've managed to find a link back to Glennz.
Yeah, well, Threadless was his beginning. So he is a designer formerly with Dashwood Design, a graphic designer, and for fun designed T-shirts, and then started uploading his designs to Threadless, which is a kind of user-generated T-shirt design company, threadless.com. And the way they work is you purchase their T-shirts, and the designer with the most, you get rewarded for your designs. But the designer every month that sells the most T-shirts gets the biggest reward, and he consistently was winning all the awards in a period of about 4 years. He won the award 20 times. Oh. And it kind of gave him a little bit of encouragement to maybe think he should become a T-shirt designer. And go into competition. Yeah, well, effectively. So he set up a thing called Glennz Tees. It's Glennz, as in the terrible spelling with NZ on the end. Glennz. Yeah. Two N's, yep. Yep, Tees, TEES.com. And, the hard part with exporting is always the selling and the distribution, but he was very lucky to hook up with an American company. He had many approaches actually online, but bided his time until he was approached by a Texas-based company which was run by two guys who had very similar kind of ethic and liked his designs and had a similar kind of T-shirt printing outfit. And he quit his job, and he is running a very successful company just doing T-shirt designs. And the thing is, they're awfully clever. They're very incredibly quirky. Are you able to bring up his? Yeah, I'm looking at some now. There's some very, very, very cool designs. There's one of those classic wet floor signs, but instead it's got a sign of the triangle with a banana in the middle. It says bananas. Yes. At the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, and his designs are that kind of vector art, so they're very cartoony, but they're quite contemporary looking. He's been going for a few years now, so is he still the sole designer? Yes, it's pretty much him. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty much him, and he has only done 64 designs for this company, which, is actually quite a few, I suppose, but it shows the power of the internet to deliver a business to people, basically from their own bedroom. He works from home now, and he gets flown up to Texas every so often to have business meetings with his colleagues. He did about 100 designs on Threadless, and he's up to 64 with Glennz Tees. He's not saying how much money he's making, but it's enough for him to quit his design job and run it as a business. Where does the printing and stuff get done? That gets done in the States. So hooking up with this other company that already had a printing and a distribution arm made it really easy for him to focus on the weightless bit. I often talk about the weightless economy, and this is a great example where the only thing that shifts offshore is a few bits and bytes. Yeah, that is it's great. I recommend checking out Glennz.com. Glennz. Nigs and necks and things. The second one is also a Glenn. In fact, the cover of Ideologues is Glennz with beards. We've got him. So that was Glenn Jones. He does indeed have a beard. And there's another Glenn, this time also a Glenn with a beard, who, amongst other things, is creating iPhone apps for tourists. And the idea for this came from when he was walking around Rome and thought, there must be a virtual tour on my iPhone.
Yeah.
But there wasn't. And it got him thinking, gee, that would be a good app, wouldn't it? Tourism virtual tours on your iPhone, that you could walk around the ruins of Pompeii and have your iPhone talking to you.
Well, that's right. For years you've been able to buy books, but, who wants to lug...
You can buy sort of headphones.
That's right.
And they've digitised that now with a little MP3 player when you go and visit these things. So
and of course, locally you've had that tourist FM, but you'd need to be in a car or have the radio on or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So this is Glenn Barnes, who, for his sins, is... what has he done? He's done all sorts of interesting stuff. Realestate.co.nz, which has been a very successful website. And so the first one is called Welly Walks, and you can visit Welly Walks. You can download it for free on your iPhone, and I think it's just wellywalks.co.nz. It will take you to the iPhone page. But he's also he has been working on this one for Pompeii. And what else have he done? St Andrew's Golf Course, Invisible Paris. He's working on walks for Auckland and a series for Florida tourist operator.
Gosh, that's cool.
It's cool, eh? But, of course, the brilliant thing with this kind of crowdsourcing model, Wammo, is that he can create the infrastructure, but he doesn't have to go and pay people to do all the research, because you crowdsource it and you get people in the local area to upload information to the app. So he's really able to make use of all that volunteer enthusiasm out there for people's regions to populate this app. And again, it's just there's so many opportunities now for clever New Zealanders to access global markets through technology such as the iPhone and the iPad with apps.
What an absolutely brilliant idea! I thought he would have done it as a way of getting him to travel for business. He could go to Pompeii and do it all himself, but as you say, crowdsourcing instead. Yeah.
I mean, why not travel for business? But if you could run a business with local enthusiasts populating the content on your site. He's done a similar thing for you notice that there were no Google Maps for the Chatham Islands. I guess that no one's driven the Street View Google car around Chatham Islands yet. And so he built his own version of it and got the locals there again to populate the site. What's it called? It's called OpenStreetMap Project, which is his own project, and it's much more detailed than the Google project. And again, it's making use of, so it's down to a tree and a shrub and a letterbox in a particular area, which is being photographed and uploaded by locals. Great,
because how many people are actually going to visit the Chatham Islands in their lifetime? Not many, so this is like a virtual way of going there.
Yeah, and it also, I suppose, provides people with a platform to share, which, as we know, in the Facebook generation has become incredibly popular.
Great.
But there you go, a little bit of inspiration on a Wednesday morning that if you're a designer, if you're at all technically or designy capable, get out of bed, think of an idea and get that app built now.
Nice one. On that note, thanks very much, Vincent.
Pleasure, Wammo.
Idealog.co.nz for a whole lot more as well.